Good afternoon. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the national anthem. Please be seated.
Good evening, and welcome to the 58th Annual Commencement Exercise for W.P. Davidson High School. In a few minutes, I will award 361 outstanding seniors their diplomas. But first, I'd like to introduce our platform guest. As I call your name, please stand and be recognized. Mr. Cressel Threadgill, Superintendent, Mobile County Public Schools. Dr. Lakeisha Brackens, Deputy Superintendent, Academic Affairs. Mr. Donnie Stringfellow, President, Mobile County School Board. Mr. Larry Mouton, Assistant Superintendent, Academic Affairs. Next, I have the honor of introducing my 4 assistant principals who will be assisting me today. Mr. Robert Blakely, Mr. Jeff Talbert, Dr. Lynn Cleveland, and Mr. Jonathan Bearden. At this time, we're going to have an address by our Salutatorian, Tricia Agarwal.
I am honored to be here with you all today, celebrating our high school graduation. Many of us have had to overcome obstacles along the way, such as socioeconomic troubles, peer pressure, academic stress, family arguments, threats of school shootings, and much more. So this is our moment to finally celebrate making it through. I know this global pandemic has prevented our last chance at prom, diamond, sports competitions, and other senior festivities. But it helps me to remember that we will have plenty of other things to look forward to soon enough, and nothing can come of dwelling of what couldn't be. Now we are finally starting to decide what kind of career we want and what kind of values we want to live by. I know some of you may be thinking that high school doesn't even matter that much. It's just another event to cross off the list before being able to get to the life that you want for yourself. Some of you may be thinking I will never have to use the fancy theorems I learned in calculus in the real world, or that you'll never have to name the author of that really long poem off the top of your head. Some of you may be thinking you'll never see some of your classmates and teachers ever again. Although we may never use calculus again, it still taught us how to think critically and strategically when we come across a problem we can't solve with some generic formula. Although we may never have to name that poet ever again, English class opened us up to metaphors and philosophies for existence in this world. Although we may never see some of the people here again, they still gave us fond memories and important life lessons. Everything is connected. You can find math and science prevalent in art and vice versa. So no matter what career you choose, all the subjects we have learned in high school have exposed us to a special way of thinking. Overall, the point of high school is to shape our personalities, our perspective of right and wrong, and give us the experiences we need to make future choices. It may not make sense right now, but with time, we'll be able to look back on it and appreciate the impact it has had on our lives. Right now, all of our experiences and milestones are just little dots sprinkled around. But you have to trust that in the future, those dots will slowly start to connect and form a beautiful picture. Not necessarily by fate or luck, but because there are several possibilities of success. It just takes a little imagination to see how those dots will connect. Next, I want to talk about how happy I am to have had my high school experience here at Davidson. When my family first moved to America, they had to decide where to send me to school. They thought the school with the most money and a beautiful campus would be my best option. So I went to a few private schools before coming to Davidson. Although Davidson may not have lavish bathrooms and phenomenal architecture, it still has something unique: diversity. I used to tell my mom not to pack me Indian food for lunch because it didn't look like what the food my friends ate. She was heartbroken and lost. It's hard enough for my parents to be away from their home and family, but the added pressure of her own daughter being ashamed of her culture was even harder. But at Davidson, I learned I didn't have to be ashamed of my culture, and because there were numerous other cultures surrounding me. Next thing I knew, my friends were curious about my food and even wanted to try it. Everyone at Davidson embraces their differences, whether racial, cultural, political, ideological, religious, or moral. While it is important to not let the noise of others' opinions drown out our own inner voice, we must also remember to go our own way and understand and respect the ideas of people who are unlike us in their beliefs. Potentially, these people can alter our own ways of thinking upon receiving new insight. I embraced my own differences, but I also picked up on new things from my friends and teachers. One friend taught me the importance of being kind to everyone because you don't even have the slightest idea what kinds of challenges they have had to endure. Another friend showed me the value in books, music, and movies. Another friend showed me the importance in being bold and looking for patterns. Another friend encouraged me to continue standing up for what I believe in, no matter how inconvenient or hard it may be to swim against the stream. My experiences here at Davidson have taught me that the people here will continue to be open-minded individuals, eager to learn a variety of new things about the world we live in. Now that we are getting ready to be a little bit more free and go out into the world, I am confident that this Davidson class is ready to accept every idea, person, and culture with an open mind. This can even be applied to the global issues such as the pandemic. COVID-19 has made us quickly realize that the old way of doing things simply don't work. So it is up to us to use our differences to come up with new ideas and implement them. Not only this, but we must also work to encourage other people to accept these ideas with an open mind instead of sticking to the old ways simply because it is familiar. This task lies in the hands of our graduating class as well as our generation as a whole. Don't let anyone tell you that this is how it's always been. There's no use in changing it. Do what you think is right. not necessarily what is convenient. Don't be afraid to follow your intuition. Sometimes it already knows how to get you the life you want. Everything else is secondary. I know this may be slightly intimidating, but I think it's important to remember not only to be afraid to lean on your friends and family. No one does big things by themselves. Thank you for your time, and congratulations once again.
We will now hear from our valedictorian, Sarah Holland.
Well, this isn't really the High School Musical ending I pictured, but it does have some similarities to other Hollywood films. If I were to compare our class to any other fictional characters, it would be the situation in the final installment of the Harry Potter series. In the movie, their final year at school had to be sacrificed for the greater good. They were forced to drop all their normal rituals to have an epic battle with the main villain himself. See the similarities yet? While we aren't fighting in hand-to-hand combat, we are fighting a mental battle. Before the quarantine, I was passionate about school, but as soon as online learning was announced, I had no motivation to complete any of my assignments. I just didn't care. I can't tell you how many times I've seen someone say that COVID-19 took everything from us. I know lots of people are tired of hearing us complain, but it's a little difficult not to talk about it. For the first time, we have seen how bad the world can be, how confusing, disregarding, and unforgiving. I'll admit that I've said the phrase, COVID took everything from us a few times because, all dramatics aside, it did. I know we were all excited to dance the night away at prom, to see who would become prom royalty. We were excited to participate in Diamond, or goof off in the back, as I know some were planning. We were excited to be honored in front of our friends and family during our senior nights for our spring sports. We were also excited to walk across the stage at the Mitchell Center. And while this isn't the Mitchell Center, we are all together. And for that, I would like to extend my first heartfelt thank you to Superintendent Threadgill and the other MCPSS staff involved in securing our own graduation. It's not what we planned, but I couldn't be happier to actually walk across the stage. I would also like to thank a group of people that are often overlooked by teenagers. The maintenance staff and cafeteria workers who have essentially picked up after us and provided us with food during the day for the past 13 years. Having to pick up after myself at home, woo! I would also like to thank my parents for also having to deal with this mess for the past almost 19 years now. Next, I can't go any further without thanking our teachers. They have been a rock through the uncertain waters of life. Not only this year, although perhaps more noticeably this year, but these past 4 years. Some were our mothers away from home, baking us homemade snacks on particularly stressful days. Others would use their frank, no BS nature to show us how much they truly care about us. One teacher was everyone's favorite weird uncle, and I can't even begin to document every lesson he's taught. Another gave us the numerous sparkle fingers which give us our beautiful glow you see today. Another encourages me not only in the classroom, but also before every haiku competition when she tells me to be confident. Now that the thank yous are done, I want to come to the main point of my speech. This pandemic has completely decimated everyone's daily routines. It's truly shown us that we never know when any of our last are. Last Diamond, last prom, last time seeing our teachers, last time walking through the doors of Davidson High School. Although we've had to undergo rapid change, I think we can also take a time to reflect in order to derive lessons from this monumental moment. We all know the slogan that this is our generation's defining moment, but take a second with me to think about what that really means. Where were you when it was announced that we would have a 3-week break from school? I was playing in a softball tournament at Davidson with my friends. We were absolutely elated. A 3-week break from the stress of so many tests, quizzes, and senior project? Yes, please. However, I speak for myself and hopefully others too when I say the first feeling I felt after the governor's announcement that there would be no more school and that we would have to stay home was anger. I literally wished the most unholy things on anyone else this could have happened to. Why was it our class who was forced to stay at home and miss so many key moments that we have looked forward to for the past 13 years? How do we even proceed from this point forward? But this time in solitude from my friends and teachers has allowed me to reflect. What truly defines us as Davidson students when we're not in the physical building? It's not the rigid uniform we wear, the ID badge, nothing physical. To me, we're defined by Davidson students by our strength. Our past 4 years have been times of change and uncertainty. A new principal, security system, and no more chicken biscuits or those amazing cookies. That's how I know we've always been carriers of this strength. Now it's being shown off to others in our community. The definition of strength varies from student to student. The ability to persevere in the face of uncertainty. It's going back into unsupportive households during this extended quarantine. It's relying on going to school for our only meals for the day. It's having to work 2 extra jobs after school in order to help pay the bills. It's standing up or taking a knee for what we believe in. Strength is even just getting out of bed each day. Davidson has helped us cultivate this strength through her unique experiences and the students she houses. We Warriors know what strength is. We are on the brink of the rest of our lives in this moment, on the step right before the deep end of the swimming pool. And because of that, I'm reminded of something Eleanor Roosevelt said. In the long run, we shape our lives, and we shape ourselves. The process never ends until we die, and the choices we make are ultimately our own responsibility. Although we didn't choose to graduate during a pandemic, we can choose how to proceed from this point forward. Choose to put your strength on the display for the encouragement of yourself and others. Finally, my last note is not necessarily another thank you, but instead I would like to take a moment of silence in honor of a fellow classmate who should be here today. Anthony Lafreniere was the purest definition of a warrior I think anyone will ever see in our lifetimes. He should be sitting here with us today. Despite a life-altering accident, he still persevered and made tremendous progress in an effort to return home to be with his family. Seeing the community rally in support of Anthony's fight and the Team Anthony campaign reminded me why I love this community so much. People who had never met Anthony were moved by his story, as I hope we all continue to be. Warriors, please bow your head for a moment of silence. Thank you, and thank each and every one of you for participating in this graduation. We are making history.
It has been a unique end to an unforgettable 4 years. But no matter how different things have been, today we celebrate you. We celebrate your academic accomplishments, your determination, and most importantly, your resilience. You have been forced to deal with something that no one before you has experienced. There has been no roadmap and no one to show you the way. You have been forced to adapt, and you have made it through like a true Davidson warrior. Today, you walk across the stage and turn from a student into an alumni. You will forever be a warrior. May you always lead the way in spirit. I will now ask my assistant principals to assist me on the stage in the awarding of the diplomas. These seniors have worked extremely hard to get to this point and have exceeded every expectation we have set for them. It is important to all of us that we hear their names clearly by their parents and our guests. Please be courteous and mindful of this as we present our graduates with their diplomas. All right, let's get them going.
Just stay
right, Miss Brown. We're good. There's that.
Tell me when you're ready.
We'll just sit in there.
Let me know when to go.
Well, it's cool. What do you say? I guess I'm not 6 feet away from my dog.
Sarah Elizabeth Holland, valedictorian. Trisha Argawal, salutatorian. Julianne Roth, birdie, tied for third in class. Tua Tron Cow, tied for third in class. Jacob Stedman Gert, number 4 in class. Joshua Parker Inman, number 5 in class. Maria Joy Moxie, tied for number 6 in class. Liberty Angeli Wiggin, tied for number 6 in class. Gabriel Jonathan DeQuatro, number 7 in class. Samantha Evelyn Ollier, number 8 in class. Carte Shamar Richardson, number 9 in class. Casey Lawrence Dinkle, number 10 in class. Jakira Brene Alexander. Javaria Javon Anderson. Carlin Leasia Anderson. Lauren Akath Aomo. Paulette Ayango Aomo. Kaylin Renee Armstead. Meadow Lynn Armstrong. Theophilus Arnold. Naji Ali Asef. Maria Ariel Everhart. Kayla Janae Baker. Patricia Jean Barber. Takira Anaya Barber. Demetrius Andre Barnes Jr. Keshawn Dante Barnes. Johnny Dwayne Barron. Destiny Michaela Baugh. Destiny Michaela Baugh. Grace Florence Beatty. Kavia Simone Bindoff. Dylan Jamal Black. Leighton Riley Bostick. Johnny Michael Bowman. Charles Reed Bracewell. Courtney Adam Bridges. Jordan Elijah Bright. Arthur James Brown III. Ariana Brown. Joycelyn Michaela Brown. Cameron Antonio Brown. Shayla Unique Brown. Tavion Nigel Brown. Emily Mackenzie Bryant. Sean Walter Burnham. Jason Donovan Burpo Jr. Herbert Bastillo. Kevin Michael Belawoski. Jalen Davion Campbell. Victoria Elizabeth Campbell. Malik T'Anthony Carey. Gwyntel D'Angela Carson. Sophia Cartagena. Charles Levon Carver. Ethan Siebert Cheney. Nicholas Emmanuel Chattel. Vincent Chin. Michaela Ann Chastain. Kyla Renee Christmas. Lauren Elizabeth Clanton. Kaylin Denise Cochran. Dejan M. Coleman. LaShonda Brianna Coleman. Cameron Jamar Collier Newsom. Trayvon Anthony Connor. Brandon Keon Cook. Garrison Charles Barton Cooley. Michael Reinhardt Corey III. Edward Anthony Costa IV. Jackson David Kraft. Ashante Sedell Crumpton. Andrew Joseph Singh Dagami. Sophia Isabel Daigle. Jaden Ambrose Daniels. Arnitris Nashay Davis. Deja Simone Davis. Elizabeth Camille Davis. Caitlin Denise Davis. Kenneth Dwayne Davis. London Michelle Davis. Jacob Hales DeLonga. Alisa Octavia Demings. Alex Breon Dials. Isaiah Zawan Dickerson. Thin Nguyen Phuc Dinh. Savannah Boutrice Dinkle. Marie Claire Dawn Jayawardena. Dion Henri Dubose. Zoe DeAndrell Dubose. Rachel Michelle Duthu. Walter Carlisle Edwards. Kagoma Ijide. Brianna Tashawn Ellis. Madison Joanne English. Alisa Roselle Ephraim. Mary Grath Etheridge. Hannah Diane Evans. Demetrius LaShawn Fales. Accepting his diploma is his father. Madison Keith Fairley. Mason Keith Fairley. Koi Kawasi Favre Ivory. Fiona Mava Ferrer. Steve Ferrer. Leonardo Figueroa Jimenez. Lemuel Omar Flores. Abigail Grace Foster. Christopher Stephen Free Lachowski. Angel Kiera French. Tamaya Janae Frison. Matthew Douglas Gafford. Dion Demetric Jeter. Hania Wahi Gaful. Gabrielle Quintine Gichi. Zoe Nicole Godfrey. Denisha Gonzalez Contreras. Laney Rebecca Green. Ryan Anthony Green. Remy Alice Gregory. Carmen Grouse. Jeffrey Jawan LaParis Gully. Tanaja Monet Gully. Clinton Adam Hall. Dennis Omar Hamilton. Ruth Kelly Harper. Morgan Kennedy Harris. Shalisha Tajay Harris. DeMarcus Malik Hawkins. Gavin Blake Henn. Mackenzie Alyssa Henry. Ryan Andrew Heritage. Valentina Ermida Flores. Caroline Grace Herndon. Matthew Hunter Hedsman. Thomas Briggs Hinton. Stephen Long Nok Ho. Zachary Michaela Hopkins. Jada Kiesia Horn McCall. Jemiah Janice Howard. Joshua Austin Howard. Anthony Luke Howe. Marcus Tion Hoyt, Jr. Seth Bradley Huddleston. Jadelyn Kanau Hughes. Braxton Yvonne Hurd. Patrick Paul Hurley. Viet Minh Nguyen. Haley Brandisha Irby. Jordan Alexis Ivory. Mohammed Sadr Jabber. Delana Elaine Jackson. Malaya Demi Vuzikis. Bria Monet James. DeMarcus Terrell James. Mia Nicole James. Maya Grace James. Jemiah Monet Jenkins. Jakaya Lene Johnson Tower. Benny Jr. Johnson. Brian Lamar Johnson. Cedric Edward Johnson. Charles Evan Dalton Johnson. Jaquez Demetrius Johnson. Jason Matthew Johnson II. Jawan Howard Johnson. Jeremiah Christopher Johnson. Paris Michelle Johnson. Sky Tashyla Johnson. Justin Lauren Johnson Patterson. DeTrayon Jones. Jacoby Sanji Jones. Ja'Cory Dante Jones. Jalaya Tashay Jones. Jazalyn Zateria Jones. Keandra Latrice Jones. Mackenzie Austin Jones. Tamia Veray Jones. Jaden Calvin Jordan. Dalton Cade Jowers. Zechariah Daniel Kay. Ashley Nicole Ann King. Jonathan Fountain King. Ashante Denise Kittrell. Alea India Kaiser. Camilla Nicole Lacey. Jack David Lafreniere. Anthony Dale Lafreniere. Accepting his diploma is his brother.
Avery Gabrielle Lambert. Dewan Lamar Lane. India Alexa Lane. Antonio LeBaron Law. Lam Wang Lee. Tamaya Lett. Ashanti Alicia Lewis. Damia Monet Lewis. Noah John Lewis. Taylor Brianna Lewis. Alexis Marie Linares. Javoris Lindsay. Tyler DeAndre Long. Jacoby Deshaun Lot Funches. Paige Mackenzie Love. Ariane Isala Loyola. Casey Allen Luker. Kendall Frederick Kaiser Mack. Rachel Ruma Mujumder. Jasmine Felicity Mance. Farhan Almanzar. Edward Russell March IV. Anthony Dwayne Marshall. Alea Patrice Martin. Auburn Tremaine Martin, Jr. Paloma Mariana Martinez. Travis Alexander Massa. Christina Grace Massa. Kasim Legend Mayers. Darius Alexander McCorvey. Michaela McElroy. Frankel Tyrese McGaskin. Thaddeus Devon McGee. David McMeans IV. Zende Christian McMillan. Christopher Alejandro Mendez. Serena Ina Miller. Winter Anna Sophie Miller. Leanne Jessica Milligan. Marquise Kwan Burrows Mingo. Sade Illyrium Mitchell. Christopher Sebastian Montano. Adrian Trevon Montgomery. DeMarcus Jacoby Moody. Anthony Darnell Moore. Alyssa Janae Marino. Grace Elizabeth Morgan. George Edward Morris. Andre Deshaun Morrison. Jordan Aaron Mose. Matthew Blake Mosley. Christopher John Mosley, Jr. Lamontavius Quintrez Motley. Justin Murphy. Daniel Alexander Myrick. Hannah Salih Nasher. Hardy Landamo Dacimo. Nicholas Edward Nelson. Alasia Millen Nettles. Colin Matthew Nettles. Timothy Newman, Jr. Andy Wynn. Angel Wynn. Kathy Den Wynn. Kathy Twee Wynn. Lam Yin Nu Wynn. Brianna Elizabeth Nolan. Tavion Jamari Nora. John Warren Norris. Lisa New. Andrew Obiama Okiki. Sarai Janaya Ormill. Raylon Elise O'Rourke. Arushi Pritesh Patel. Heaven Divine Pebbles. Jacob Anthony Petro. Terica Jaquise Petaway. John Pham. Mon Min Pham. Key Kobe Duck Pham. Heaven Monet Pollard. Andre Pongpit. Riley Austin Andrew Pope. Deadrian Trevon Portlock. DeMarcus DeAnthony Prim. Joshua Ahmad Pruitt. Matthew Sean Price. Jathan Lamar Pugh. Tamaya Kiana Quivers. Latondria Monet Randallson. Tareen Bethany Reddy. Kevin Vincent Reed. Tyrone Irad Reese. Megan Janae Rimbert. Morgan Danielle Rimbert. Cameron Michael Richardson. Jarvis Rodriguez Roberson. Cortez Keon Roberts. Jashawn Keontae Robinson. Michaela Marche Rocker McCants. Kelsey Janae Rogers. Makiria Danicia Roper. Janaya Demetrius Ruggs. Ignacio Salvatores Salas Polar. Marlena Annie Samuels. Keenan Leonardo Sanders Jr. Christina Lynn Sashington. Kajol Sharma. Andrew Berkeley Shara. Isaac Paul Simmons. Carter Anthony Sinclair. Caitlin Elaine Smith. Jordan Destiny Smith. Kobe O'Neill Smith. Tyra Louise Smith. Zachary Michael Smith. Daniel James Smithson. Sierra Monet Stanton. Arumva Stephen. Christina Jewel Stewart. Demetrius Dwayne Stokes. Melvisha Simone Maxine Summers. Bienvenue Sunza. Braylon Germani Sutherland. Daquan Daquist Sylvester. Davon Kyrie Sylvester. Mohammed Tassin. Bradford Porter Taft. Brooke Kennedy Taylor. Chloe Malia Taylor. Tiana Simone Taylor. Ronald Dowling Terrell. Amber Nicole Terry. Jamart Thomas Jr. Logan James Thomas. Malia Jakayla Thomas. Callie Ann Thompson. Daniel Isaiah Thompson. Andre Michael Tice. Samantha Michelle Tice. Ha Tu Tran. Logan Man Hung Tran. Madeline Elizabeth Truly. Hong Min Trong. Riley Harrison Tucker. Michael Andrew Turner. Janslyn Yuldry Vargas Villaraga. April Brianna Walker. Colleen Savannah Walker. Zakia Michelle Ward. Carly Paige Weaver. Devin Michael Welch. Elijah Ivan Jack Welch. Reginald Lamario West. Kenyon Charvel Wheat Jr. Quentin Eric LaShawn Wiggins. Tyler William Lovell Wiggins. Maya Faith Wiley. Colin LaFidel Williams. Dontarius Deshaun Williams. Jacoby C. Williams. Josiah Maurice Williams. Tavorist Rashad Williams. Charles Edward Wilson. Chandreas Winchester Pritchett. Joseph Ray Wingfield, Jr. Anaya Emery Womack. Grace Madison Wong. La Rosa Lee Wright. Danye Vershawn Roten. Emily Yang. Sandra Jean Yates. Wengel Araga Johannes. Aaliyah Laisha Young. Andre Christian Zine. And now we have a special presentation by our two third-ranking scholars, Julianne Birdie and Tu Wan Cao. Graduates, please stand at this time.
Please join in singing with us the Alma Mater.
And now, graduates, together, let's turn our tassels from right to left.
Y'all fine to stay here unless you, well, I tell you what, y'all go back until y'all can process it. You can go. You can go. So you can process out there. Great job.
you.